What?
And the little piggy said no.
Said no to what?
Everything in life. You know why?
Why?
Because life is nothing but negativity now. And I believe we all need this voice. We all need to speak like this from now on. Because nothing is worth it. Everything is...
We need your Batman voice.
Where are they? Where are they?
Okay, we'll stop with that.
Translation. We'll stop there? Okay, cool. So The Dark Knight actually has a lot of...
Fuck The Dark Knight. Welcome back to episode 110.
How dare you, first of all. But welcome back to episode 110.
Yes. And...
Today on the agenda, we are going to be talking a little bit of smack here.
Yeah, how about you start off? What's really grinding your gears today?
What's grinding my gears today? Actually, I'm in a really good mood today. So today, nothing really besides, the average driving in California.
No, we definitely we're on a good mood, but
yeah. But
we
I
have
do
some
know
rants.
Yeah. So let me tell you a story. Actually, a couple of days ago, I was helping a friend make a reel for Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
As we know, it's a great platform to distribute your reels.
Okay, supposedly.
And I sat through it, probably took about 20 minutes, solving and figuring out which video you want to use. I took a day before I had taken a bunch of videos at Laguna Beach.
So you're perfecting all the details, making sure
exactly. So a reel, the reel I was going for like maybe 5-6 videos tops, but I had taken like 35. So I had to, go around, go through my camera roll and just select what I wanted. Well, I started editing the reel and I spent time on finding a song.
Okay.
Now, we already have a problem because getting to the song, that was already bad enough because their editing process is terrible on Instagram. So if you want to make a reel, I would highly suggest you just take all your footage, send it to the computer, take that extra 4 hours of editing and rendering.
Make the video on there and then export it.
And then export it and just upload. Because I swear, it's about to get to the point. But basically, after, 40 minutes of editing, Instagram decided to take a shit.
What? Yeah. It just closed?
It just closed.
Just shut down.
Not bad. I was just like, at least I know, like I separated the video files. Like I've done some work. So it's not like starting from scratch. Anyway, relaunch Instagram. What do you know? It's saved as a draft. Perfect. Wonderful, Save me time. Go to the draft. Loading.
There's nothing in there.
No, there is. So I close the app, open it back again. It loads. The draft loads. And I go to it. And it won't play the video.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, close it again. Open it back up. Now it plays the video. Cool. Where's the music? Damn it. Why didn't I memorize the song name? Song name came. Went back to music, added the music, found a quote. Like I spent time. I went through my notes app, copied, pasted. Cool. We got everything. We got the hashtags down. Everything's well thought out. Upload, baby.
Upload failed.
What's going on? Retry. Okay. Upload failed.
And they don't give you an option to save it.
Yeah.
So
no option to save.
So you have to exit. And then lo and behold, all of your fucking work is destroyed. Gone forever into the ether of the internet.
And it's just like you're wasting time. That's the problem. Okay, a post, I get it. It's supposed to be very simplified. And they make it not simplified.
Dude, it's just
so stupid. The user interface and design is stupid.
Yeah.
So I know we could do it better. You know why? Because TikTok exists.
Like here, I'll give you...
We have other platforms that do it perfectly fine.
I will give you the example of what I hate most about what they recently added.
Yes.
It's the reshare feature when you're trying to share a post either of your own or somebody else's onto your story. So before, it was you click on the bottom, you click on the send button, and you click one button, it's there, you post it.
Yeah.
Now, you have to take a picture on your story. You have to click, then you have to click reshare.
The reshare
Then you have
sticker.
to find the picture, and then you have to post it.
Yeah.
And it looks ugly.
Yeah.
So they've added like 4 or 5 extra steps.
That's so annoying. Like, because we're so used to it. We're just wired to do it. You know, when you want to send out a repost, you send out a repost. Why the hell do I have to go to my camera, take a picture, go to my stickers, and then select a sticker that says reshare, and then hope to God that the post you viewed is in there, first of all. Which it's doing a pretty good job of, but at the same time, we're still so used to just sending it out as a story that now it's just like every time we're doing it, I've heard you before. Damn it!
Dude, every fucking time.
Yeah, every time.
Why? This is a company that's owned by Facebook.
Yeah, Instagram, I highly doubt you're listening, but if you are.
Like how many trillions of, or how many billions of dollars is Facebook worth? You can't add a few extra people on your team to fix this kind of shit and make it more intuitive to the user?
I don't even know if it's that. Like, maybe they're not listening to the user.
Then they're just morons.
Yeah. So Instagram, you guys are morons right now.
Well, here's the thing.
We love the platform, and that's the problem we have.
We're in a bit of a catch-22 as users because I feel like they understand that we're not going to delete the app. Because Instagram's value is still so obvious that we're not going to discard it. For what? For Facebook?
No.
For Snapchat?
We're not going to discard it. They know we're going to stick around. 100%. It's just they always take forever to give us what we need or want.
I just don't understand it. I mean, if you're a company,
it should be like transparent and seamless. Like, it should just be, on the go, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they need to do a better job of explaining the error codes because, for example, upload failed. Why? Is it my internet?
It's not.
Is it my phone? Is it Instagram is down? Like, what's going on? And Instagram is down a lot. Have you noticed before when it was down?
I wouldn't say a lot. I'd say a few times.
Yeah, but if you use every feature, you'll notice some features are just, they're not working.
Mm-hmm. Like compared to Twitter, Twitter's almost never down.
Yeah.
But occasionally it has its hiccups.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just interesting to see, like, I feel like as a small company, you have to be way more dialed into the details.
Yeah.
Because you can't afford to make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
But as your company gets larger, then, I mean, with this example, you can see how they're almost like, they're trying to fuck off a little bit.
Yeah.
And
they need to listen more. They need to listen and like be able to take from users, because at the end of the day, it's not just you that's using it, even if they are using it. I don't even know if they do. It's like, it feels like eating your own supply or taking your own supply, you know?
Taking your own supply.
Yeah, I got an Instagram. Number one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously these are first world problems. Like, a lot of people are starving to death and shit like
it's
that.
First world problems, but the problem I have now is that it's not so much first world problems because a lot of businesses run on this.
Yeah.
Okay, so if my business is fine and it all goes downhill because of a platform, what are you gonna do?
Well, ideally, you build
you're gonna
a
yell
strong
at
foundation before you get on the platform.
Yeah, but either way, you're gonna yell at them for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, please listen.
Start screaming at them over email, just all caps.
Where are they? All caps.
Gotta make sure these bastards know my message.
To whom this may concern, all caps.
To whom this may concern.
You can feel the speed in the email.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But yeah, testosterone's cool.
Testosterone
like you get testosterone boosts out of like emails like that.
You get testosterone boots?
Yeah. Testosterone boosts.
What the hell do your testosterone boots do?
I don't know.
Make you jump higher, run faster, gain more muscle?
Yeah. It makes me wonder what Adidas Ultra Boosts are supposed to do.
Also, I did want to bring up this funny little thing.
What is it?
So this happened on the 27th of September, so like a couple weeks ago. But here's the headline. Segway company owner rides scooter off cliff.
I'm sorry.
And then dies.
I'm sorry, what? I'm not supposed to laugh, but...
Well, that was the thing I was thinking about before this episode. It's like, you know, I feel kind of shitty for laughing, but at the same time, it's pretty funny.
I have questions.
So let me read through this. A British businessman who bought the Segway company less than a year ago died after riding one of the scooters off a cliff and into a river near his Yorkshire estate. So his name is Jim Hesselden, known locally as Jimmy.
Rest in peace.
Acquired the Segway company from its U.S. inventor Dean Kamen in December of 2009. And apparently he was riding a rugged country version of the two-wheeled transporter. And police said a witness had reported seeing a man fall over a 30-foot drop into the river near Boston Spa, 140 miles north of London. And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. So police were called at 11:40 a.m.
Okay.
And all they had to say was that a Segway was recovered from the scene. Can you imagine?
I'm an awful human being.
Can you imagine buying a fucking company and then dying on one of its products? Not just like falling over and hitting your head, but falling 30 feet off of a cliff. Which, by the way, Segways are, I think, the dumbest invention to ever be created.
I'm just picturing like
they look so dorky.
Like the witness as like this poor little white English girl. You know, she's walking her poodle on the side of a hill.
You just see this dude leaned over.
Not even leaned over, just flying. Oh! What is that under him? It's a two-wheeled Segway. How are you getting that much speed, my guy? Like, that's how I'm picturing it. It's very exaggerated, but
you know what the Segways look like, right?
Yeah.
It looks
they
so
have
stupid.
many versions now. But like, I think I know which one you talk about. It's the two-wheel, the one where you kind of compress your knees in together, and that's kind of what controls it.
We'll find a picture.
Yeah,
and we'll put it right here.
up here.
But
that is interesting.
That's like me buying. So remember when I had that fall on the lime scooter in Denver?
Yeah,
that's like me buying the company.
How could I forget?
And then eating shit on it like a week later. Ideally not dying though.
Yeah, but did he do it on purpose? We don't know.
They said there weren't any signs of suspicious like activity or foul play.
Wow. Dude, do you know how fast you have to be to make it to the river? Going on a Segway?
I mean,
I want to look this up. Can you look it up for me, actually? Look up top speed for Segway two-wheel.
The thing is, I've never ridden one of them before, so I don't know how tricky it is to navigate on them.
It's not. I see them all the time in LA.
You said top speed of
Segway. Two-wheel. Should be all about the same. Doesn't tell you anything?
No.
Okay.
Not
well,
so far.
I'm going to have to assume it's around 14 miles per hour.
Yeah.
It's a Segway. It's made for like everyday living. It's not made for speed.
Yeah.
But since it was a more rugged version that they mentioned.
It's the more off-road version.
Yeah, the more off-road. You probably put fat tires on it.
I can't find this. I'm not going to go through it.
Just like you see a Segway with snow tires.
Snow chains.
Yeah.
Like how? I'm trying to picture the scenario. How did he hit a rock?
I don't know.
And then he started fumbling and then just fell off the cliff?
I don't know, because it made it seem like he was flying towards the river.
Well, the river's down below. It's not like he flew 100 feet off the cliff.
Yeah, but if you've seen anything down below, you have to be at a very, very straight path going upwards, like a very steep mountain. Because if he flew from that high off a cliff into a river, think about it. He would be tumbling down.
It's on his estate, so he's balling, of course. So he has a big, big piece of property, and I assume his house is right on the cliff. And just one morning he wakes up, decides to go for his routine morning ride.
Didn't know he was gonna segue his life today, but that's a very interesting story, dude. I'm sorry that
I saw it on Twitter originally, and I was just laughing for like 20
I didn't
minutes
mean
straight.
to make anyone laugh like that. But it's you gotta admit, it's pretty funny.
It's some simulation shit.
Yeah. I'm in disbelief. That's why it's funny. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's what it is.
Don't ride Segways. Don't die on them too.
Yeah. Please stay safe. Wear helmets. Wait, what would a helmet have done?
Nothing.
Nothing in that situation. But wear helmets anyway, because you never know what happens.
At least to make yourself feel better.
Yeah. Dude, so interesting thing. Do you know anything about hair? How to maintain hair, the proper nutrients, how to...
I know that a healthy diet and healthy lifestyle in general helps maintain your hair.
Yeah.
But no, not that much.
Wow. Well, there are a lot of misconceptions, especially when it comes to applying heat to your hair.
Mm-hmm.
Hot water, cold water. lukewarm,
Mm-hmm.
don't use a blow dryer. You can use a blow dryer.
Okay.
A lot of people get confused with that. But I actually realized I worked in hair for a long time.
You did actually.
And I do have answers to many of your questions if you do.
Now, is it the same for both men and women?
Yep.
Okay.
I would say the only time it's not is when it's hormone based,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we have testosterone and we got estrogen, so it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the imbalancements between men and women is also a little bit different, like numbers wise with percentages. In terms of how much estrogen gets pushed out, DHT,
Mm-hmm.
and
Like the ratio of hormones is
Yeah.
always going to be different.
and then from person to person, whether you're male or female, it's going to be different based off of that as well.
and like
like
some
every
people have
person's different.
oily.
Some people have oily
Yeah.
scalps, oily skin, like in general.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, did you have any
So-
questions? Like I know everybody sits on these questions.
All right, Mr. Zohan. So considering you have a very nice head of hair,
Mhm.
I guess what is the best or most optimal routine to keep your hair shining and I guess amazing?
Well, I'm going to start off saying this. So we take care of our environments, our room, our wardrobe, our cars. We give them washes. We fill them up with gas every Sunday, whatever. Everyone has that day where you,
Mm-hmm.
clean and get ready for the week, right?
Correct.
We always leave out our hair, skin, nails, eyebrows, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
everything, right?
Yeah.
Now, I genuinely think, based off of my own experience, that if you wash your hair correctly, it actually impacts a lot of other things throughout your life. Energy
Mhm.
levels,
Okay.
your alertness, first of all. So think of not showering. Not showering versus showering. What do you notice? What's a better day?
Obviously showering.
There
Feel
you go.
way more clean.
Way more clean, more alert.
Yeah, when
You're
you don't
ready to
shower, you
go.
just feel crusty. And it's
Yeah.
not
It's
enjoyable.
like waiting till your car is on the reserve tank and then starting to drive it.
Yeah.
It's just not going to go as fast. It's just going to be, you need to unclog it. But for hair, it's very interesting because we actually need to nourish it. It's like
Yep.
a plant. Think of a
Mhm.
plant. A plant rises the same way. We have our soil and we got our hair strands
Mhm.
coming out. And we got hundreds of thousands of hair follicles on top of our head. Now, let me ask you this. Do you know how many hairs we lose a day on average?
I don't know the number, but I assume quite a few.
Not just a few, 50 to 100 per day.
50 to 100 per
Now,
day.
that sounds absurd, right?
Well, I mean, not
that sounds
really.
absurd when it's per day because there's 30 days in a month.
Yeah.
Okay. But what people think is oh my God, I'm balding. 50 to 100 hairs. You shower, a bunch of hair comes out.
hmm
Hate to break it to you, but that's actually normal.
Is it?
That is normal.
Hmm.
And our hair actually resembles snakes because we have a shedding phase.
Okay, so
So
you're saying that like the follicle goes through like the actual piece of hair falls out and then it
Yeah.
regenerates?
regenerates.
Okay.
People think that's balding just because you're losing hair. It's coming out. But as we get older, more and more hairs fall out. Now, follicles are usually going through strength and weak points throughout the year, I would say. So just like the climate changes, our hair changes as well
Mhm.
throughout the year. I don't know if you noticed that. Pay attention.
No, like even like during summer, my hair, I mean, I have brownish hair, but usually it lightens up when I'm in the sun a lot.
Mhm.
Just a few highlights.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy.
Nothing crazy, but like it changes. Even the texture. Sometimes you could be using the same product throughout the year, and throughout separate months, it'll actually like work differently.
Mm-hmm.
Makes your hair feel different. Something's different about it.
Yeah.
And it's all down to the phases that your hair goes through. So we do have a shedding phase, and I would say it's every 3 to 4 months, somewhere in between there. You'll go through a phase for 2 weeks where you're going to shed anywhere from 50 to 200 hairs.
Is this all stuff you learned from your experience with the...
My own experience and talking to the many, many masters of hair throughout KTLA 5.
The hair masters.
The Salon Republic in Hollywood.
Yeah, so those people have a lot of experience.
They have a lot of experience, and people go to them for a reason, and they charge a lot for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
They're just talented like that. They know the ins and outs, the science, the products to use, and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that brings me to say that another misconception is we need to shampoo all the time. Why? Because we're used to washing our hands all the time. We need to stay clean all the time, right?
Well, here's the thing. I'm actually totally against shampoo for your hair.
Yeah, that's
like I never use shampoo. I make sure I rinse thoroughly, but I don't use any products that have xenoestrogens, which are basically xenoestrogens are molecules that mimic estrogen, and they activate that receptor within the body.
Yeah,
and for men,
so they're activating a signal basically.
Yeah, it's not good for men.
Yeah,
but after I get out of the shower, it's usually just coconut oil.
Yeah, that's what DHT does, by the way. Yeah. So that's why if you find a shampoo that has DHT blockers, those are good as well. A lot of stuff with proteins. See, a lot of the time you're gonna go to, I don't know. Sometimes you're at Albertsons even, and you're just like, oh yeah, I need shampoo. Don't ever buy it from there.
No.
Okay. You're gonna see the whole bottle is gonna say protein blended with organic.
I mean, most of it is garbage, dude.
Yeah. And it's not paraben free. It still has sulfate. It's disgusting. And then especially the 2-in-1s. I don't know why till this day, men's products, 2-in-1.
I remember you telling me that.
We're on the go. Yeah, we're on the go. We need everything in one bottle. That makes no sense. Because you're not separating the layers of what the nourishment that your hair needs.
So it's completely useless. Just a marketing tactic.
Yeah, it's useless. At the end of the day, it's just terrible shampoo.
We got the new 4-in-1.
Yeah. You're like, why is my hair frizzy? Well, it's a 2-in-1. Like, it's not supposed to, think of 2-in-1. Okay, if you have a bottle that's 64 ounces, okay, and it's 2-in-1, how do we know the ratios didn't just we don't know the shampoo's at the bottom or if it's at the top at this point? Do we have to shake it all the time?
Well, I mean, you bring up a good point there.
Every quarter size is going to be a different amount of split ratios.
I do know supplement companies like protein powder companies and all of those guys. A lot of them do something called protein spiking. So they label a certain amount on the bottle, but in reality, all they're doing is like pixie dusting.
Yeah,
it's not the amount that they say.
Yeah, it's not the amount that they say, but it has some in it, so therefore we can put it on the bottle. Nutrition facts, baby. Yeah, I hate that. By the way, that slides way too much, especially with things that you eat, drink, and consume. But the hair works the same exact way. You still need to feed it. So there's many routines. Going back to the Sunday idea of filling up your car and all that, and Sunday then nourishing your hair, you're filling up your hair. That's what you're doing. So what I do is I start with black seed oil. Okay. Now I'm gonna get to coconut oil because coconut oil is, I think, supreme when it comes to hair, especially the look that you're going for, the shine that you were talking about, all that. It helps with volume and it helps with softness. That's what I would use coconut oil for.
Yeah.
Black seed actually is not necessarily for your hair, it's for your scalp.
I've been taking it for the past 3 weeks. It's for everything.
It's for everything, gut, yeah. So you eat it, but I'm saying you actually have to directly put it onto the...
Do you just do straight black seed oil?
Yeah.
Or do you mix it with
I usually
anything?
do 4 or 5 drops, start with that, and I oil up the hair. Once I'm done with the hair, I take another good, I would say quarter size amount, and take it and just rub it into your scalp using your fingertips. And what you want to do is you want to utilize this as a comb. So you're going to use all 5 fingers and rub it through like a comb. Small.
And you leave it on for how long?
Leave it on for 4 hours at least.
4 hours at least, okay.
Because that's how usually about the time your skin takes to absorb the max amount.
Yeah, so, black seed oil is interesting because I can't relate the taste is odd. The only thing I could think of is motor oil.
Yeah, I can think of thyme.
It has a bitter taste, but yeah, it's very hard to describe.
It tastes like herbs and thyme, like za'atar.
Oh, like okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
That actually makes more sense.
That makes a
now.
lot of sense, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fascinating that a lot of people actually shampoo every day.
Oh, which is
they're
just terrible
ruining,
for
they're
your
drying
scalp.
their scalp and everything, you know?
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of them do have like nice heads of hair. There's nothing wrong with that. They probably substitute with like a good diet
Sure.
for the most part. But hair can be confusing. I just think that we need to always strive to make it look the best, because other than shoes, that's the second thing we notice
Mhm.
usually.
Yeah.
Hair. How does your hair look? Do you look like you came out of bed, or do you look like you're ready for the day?
Yeah.
You can have a crap outfit, but if you have a nice head of hair, good. Like at least something's going right, you know?
Another interesting thing I've seen is, and I understand that there's a genetic component to hair loss.
Yeah.
But I feel like more so with men, I'm starting to see a lot more guys who are losing their hair.
Mhm.
And I firmly believe, based off of like the small amount of research I've done, the stuff I've seen on the internet from good sources, that an unhealthy lifestyle contributes to that.
Yeah.
It has to.
Sleep too.
The body is one entire system.
Yeah. Now I'm saying that if you have that locked down, you know, and you're still worried, that's a whole different issue. That's genetic. That's it's other things. You know, you're sleeping at 9, you wake up at 5. You know, like you're a healthy individual. You don't eat like crap.
Yeah.
You exercise, so your testosterone is always like in the good mark area. So you might be confused, right? Like you're like, why am I losing hair? What the fuck is going on? You know, this isn't cool. I'm young. Which, by the way, happens to me. Like I've lost a lot of hair, dude. A lot.
Still have a nice head of hair though.
I do, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm thankful because we, you know, as human beings, we have hundreds of thousands of strands, so we're good. It's easy to kind of just replicate.
Now, do you know if hair loss is it both from, at least genetically speaking, is it both from is it more on your mom's side or dad's side?
Mom's
For
from
sure.
the Y chromosome.
Because I know my grandpa on my mom's side, full head of hair,
But beautiful.
full beard, full like
Yeah.
all white.
Yeah.
Like he was deep into his 70s. He had a
So
full
yeah,
head.
hair primarily comes from the mother's side, which is, you know, you already know you're good to go genetically. But yeah, other than that, it's just, I wouldn't really speak on hair loss, because hair loss is very tricky.
It's such a tough subject.
It's a
like,
tough subject,
yeah.
you know, and there's like genetic splicing now, and there's like other like weird things that you could do that are coming in the near future, apparently, you know.
Believe it or not,
that doesn't include transplant.
There's an argument that people are making,
or implants,
that I know, that semen retention contributes to the avoidance of hair loss. I have no idea what the science is.
I'll tell you why. It's very clear. When you're on retention, you're capping out on your testosterone. You know, your body has to naturally relieve itself of that.
Yeah.
So day-to-day basis, it's only sitting at high revs right now. You know, it's a very high RPM for your testosterone at that very moment, especially when you're doing everything else right. Like you're a healthy individual, meaning you exercise, you eat well, you sleep well.
Yeah.
And you do retention, game over.
Game over. Well,
that makes sense scientifically.
It also ties into, I think, another misconception is like this idea that the sun is bad for your skin.
Yeah, the sun is not bad for your skin. I don't get where. Okay, do you know where that comes from? I know like people point out like freckles and they go, "Oh my God, freckles! Like you have sun damage."
I mean, that's mostly genetic.
Yeah,
talking about
that's not really like I have a little bit
features.
of freckles.
Yeah,
it's fine. But
I mean, sunspots.
People look at it like it's a genetic mutation or something.
Sunspots and sun damage is real, but you have to keep in mind most of the people who suffer from that are individuals who barely go outside, and then once the weekend comes around, they spend 6 hours in the sun and they burn.
Yeah,
that's more so what's responsible for that. But if you're consistent with your sun use, you should have no problem. Just as long as you don't burn.
Be consistent and just minutes at a time. It doesn't have to be hours and hours.
Dude, and the sunscreen. Yeah. The sunscreen makes me laugh because it's, believe it or not, when you put sunscreen on your skin, it blocks vitamin D production.
Yeah. What's the point?
What's the fucking point?
Yeah.
What benefits are you gaining?
Well, that's what's funny is that people think that if you put something on your skin, it's not going to seep into your bloodstream.
The skin is the largest organ of the body.
Yeah, it's gonna absorb, of course. And that's why I refrain from doing that. I would rather much burn, to be honest.
No, I mean, I would never want to burn.
I would rather burn than put on sunscreen. That's just how I am. But
Okay.
I don't let myself get to that. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I utilize hats.
Just don't burn, bro.
Yeah, utilize hats and all that. I haven't burned in a long time. But, I mean, there's a difference between burning and being red.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, burning means you literally have to like go through a couple stages of things so you can relieve yourself of this excruciating pain. That's burning.
Yeah. Well, going red is still burning. It's just, I think, a lower level of burn.
Yeah, it's a preheat.
Sure. Preheat in the oven.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I get that. You need the sun.
The last time I burned was in Costa Rica. And that was understandable because...
I mean, you had hours and hours of... And games.
Dude, 85-degree weather with 90% humidity.
Yeah. No. Nah, man. Get me out of here.
To the point where I actually had to put sunscreen on.
Yeah.
And that's like, I'm religiously against it. So I'm like, fuck, I have to go against this. But you know what? We'll take the L.
Yeah, take the L. It's usually the neck. The neck and shoulders burn the easiest, and then the face. And then the rest is history. So
yeah.
Mark your mistakes, boy.
Mark your mistakes, boy.
Yeah, we learned today.
But anyway, we got sidetracked.
Did you learn some stuff about hair?
Was that the only thing you do? Black seed oil?
Black seed oil, coconut oil. Coconut oil is usually just the daily.
Mm-hmm.
I buy this this bottle. It's an empty bottle, but I put oil in it, and it's nice because it has this little pump, and it gives me the exact amount I need. Mm-hmm. I usually do 4 pumps because my hair's longer now. If your hair is shorter, I would do like 2 pumps. Mm-hmm. Kind of just move it around, and you want to start in the back. That's what people mess up.
Why?
That actually absorbs a lot more oil. And when you start with the top, since most of the oil is going to start at the top, it's just going to seep down to the back anyway. So start at the back and let it and work your way in the opposite direction rather than at the front and all the way back.
Yeah.
Plus, if you have longer hair, that's usually where all your dense hair sits. So you want to soften that up. And then it just follows. So think of hair in the opposite direction. Like when you condition your hair, there's another thing, by the way. You're not supposed to condition onto your scalp. Conditioner isn't, I wouldn't say not supposed to touch your scalp, but you want to avoid it because essentially what conditioner does is that it's really trying to repair the broken ends.
Broken strands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just say your hair is flat and your ends just look insane. Like if I were to take a really crispy image of your face, your hairs would just pop out everywhere. Because why? You conditioned everything in the opposite. Technically, the opposite direction is from the root. You don't want to do from the root. You want to start at the tips first. So while you're showering, you bring your hair out and you kind of just do this.
Like kind of just do this, bro.
Yeah. You know, put your hair in between your palms and you just kind of work your way in there, you know?
Yeah.
And that's essentially what gives you that look.
Yeah. I know there are definitely a lot of other like alternative methods to bolster your hair and make it look healthier.
And hats suck.
They do suck, yeah.
Because all it's doing is that you're not giving it enough oxygen. So your hair is breathing, technically.
You're not getting
and you want to think about the head in that way. Your head doesn't have hair on it, technically. Okay, let's just say it's invisible hair and it's just the scalp. It's just a bunch of micro holes that take in oxygen, vitamins, and everything.
Yeah.
So that's what you're doing. You're feeding it. You're feeding it, and never expect results in a month or overnight.
No, it's got to be a long-term thing.
No, you got to stay consistent, just like anything else, and it will follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And usually, if you want to do like a before and after, I would wait 3 months. You can, see if you find any benefit in it.
I mean, I've been doing the coconut oil routine for a long time.
Yeah, that's great.
Years at this point, but it's great for skin. Like I do it all over my body. It's great for cooking. Great for eating.
Yeah,
coconut oil is the shit.
I would say that's the only thing you need. That's the only thing you need. A lot of people like to supplement a lot of things. Yeah, I'm gonna put ashwagandha in my hair today. Like,
who the fuck does that?
Yeah, I'm gonna rattle its cages. No,
I'm gonna rattle this cage. What?
Yeah, so like you don't need to supplement, man. Like you need to do the proper, I would say, techniques. It's like going to the gym, Don't lift heavy, lift properly.
Yeah. And then work your way up to heavy.
Yeah. When you work everything properly, everything starts to work mechanically. And it's just, now you're getting it, you know?
Mm.
So you got to practice that. It's about the techniques, the methods. And then, two of the strongest ones are coconut oil and black seed oil. I have used castor, jojoba, like all those oils. They really don't do much. You know, they claim to do like hair repair, fixing, brings back your hair even. But castor oil actually has brought some of my temples back.
Huh.
Yeah.
We might come out with a 2 a.m. hair care template or manifesto.
Hey, let us know if you guys want a hair product.
Oh my God.
A 2 a.m. hair product?
I don't think I'm about to go through that.
What is it gonna be called? What would you call it if we had a hair product?
The Tony Poppins.
The Tony Poppins?
The Tony Poppins hair
This
product.
Tony Poppins signature.
It's just a squiggle. That's it.
See, I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, hair. It's an interesting world.
It is.
In there, you know.
Speaking of an interesting world,
2
a.m. podcast.
Yeah, the 2 a.m. podcast is an incredibly interesting world. You can find us on YouTube at the 2 a.m. podcast. You can also find us on Instagram at the 2 a.m. podcast, on Spotify at the 2 a.m. podcast, on Apple Podcasts on the 2 a.m. podcast. You can find us everywhere on the 2 a.m. podcast. You know where to find us, guys.
You do.
Leave us comments, send us DMs, let us know how we're doing. And stay tuned for the next episode. We love you guys. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.